Hello, boils and ghouls. Welcome to Watchers Podcast with your hosts, Brad and Colson.
That's what I love about these high school girls, man. I get older, they stay the same age.
Pardon my French, but you're an asshole.
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
Are we square?
Four tails. Oh, Jesus, man, that's a culture.
And here we go.
Hey everybody, welcome to the show. My name is Brad, here with Colson Oliver.
Hello.
And today we're giving you a top 10.
It's our Sunday Top 10.
Colson, I'm excited for today.
Me too.
'Cause we are going to be ranking every Pixar movie
Yep.
minus Lightyear.
Minus Lightyear, yes.
Yeah. Just so everyone knows, we're recording this. We're not filming it.
Yeah.
That's a totally different side venture that we're doing. In August.
Yeah.
So by the time this comes out, there probably will be another 13 Pixar movies that aren't on this list.
Possibly.
Yeah. There was a lot more than I realized.
Me too. Yeah. I thought in the high teens, 17, 18, typed it in to get my list, and 25.
26 if we count Lightyear, but
if you
we're
count
not.
Lightyear.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It is crazy.
Yeah.
They've been busy.
Yeah, it went from every other year, every few years when they first started, and now they basically are every year, sometimes twice a year.
Yeah.
So I guess the numbers get up.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
All right. How was it for you making this list? Easy, hard?
It was tricky.
Yeah.
Tricky in the sense that basically from a certain point on this list up, they could, to like the top few, they could change.
Yeah.
They're all like, well, I can move that one there, this one here.
Yeah.
You know, so it was tough that way to kind of, this is what I'm going to go with.
Yeah.
What about you?
Same.
Yeah.
Because you got to remember, like, when these movies started coming out, we were kids.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're adults with kids.
Exactly.
Like, my feelings towards some of them have changed.
Yeah.
And back in the day, like, those first ones, it seemed like they were really putting all their effort into them to, like, make the best computer animated movie possible.
Yeah.
Because they weren't doing them every year.
Mm-hmm.
And now it seems like they put out one really good one and one okay one, like twice a year.
I agree with that.
Yeah, so there's a drastic change, like from the bottom of my list to the top, I think. But yeah,
it's interesting. It's going to be tough to. Our number 13 is going to be the same or whatever. I'm interested to see the top 10, how different, or even top 5, how similar or different we are. And I should say some of these I watch with my kids, and maybe I like it more because they loved it so much.
Exactly.
So yeah, it'll be a fun one to hash out. But yeah, I'm ready whenever you are.
Okay.
You want me to start? And we're not going to go higher on the list. We'll just, as they go, we'll do it.
That's right.
Okay, as to not spoil. So, my number 25, no surprise if you've ever heard us talk about this podcast, Cars 2.
Okay.
The spy version.
Yeah.
The James Bond Cars.
Yeah.
Yuck.
Very Mater heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not care for it.
No.
You're number 25.
My number 25, Turning Red. Just not a huge fan of this one.
Yeah.
there's obviously an audience for it because a lot of people really liked it and identified with it and stuff. But yeah, it just didn't do it for me at all. I was bored the whole time.
Yeah, I agree. As it's my number 24, Turning Red. Yeah, I looking at the trailer, I thought, oh, this looks like a fun one.
Same.
Not for me.
No.
Yeah. Set in Canada, though. That was
cool. Yeah. I liked that. I liked that the Rogers Center was there.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So my number 24 was Turning Red. Your number 24.
My number 24, Finding Dory.
Okay.
I'm sure this is ranked a little low with some people listening to this list. The reason being, I've watched it, but I wasn't fully paying attention, so I wasn't really into this one.
Right.
Like trying to wrangle my kids as I watched it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Upon a rewatch, it might go up the list a bit higher.
Okay. Number 23, Wall-E.
Oh.
Wall-E for me, number 23. I've only seen this one once, maybe twice.
Yeah.
Couldn't get into it.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. Something about it, just not for me.
Yeah. I'm very curious to see how different these lists are going to be.
Yeah.
Like, now that we're into it. Because I feel like my number 23 is going to be higher on your list, and that's The Good Dinosaur.
Okay.
I like the animation. Like, it's crazy how almost photorealistic some of the like scenery is in this.
Yeah.
I just kind of find him annoying.
Arlo,
yeah. Not my nephew Arlo, but the dinosaur.
Right. Okay. Number 22, The Incredibles 2, or Incredibles 2.
Oh, wow.
I'm not a superhero person.
That's fair.
There are shows in my Pixar movies as well. Yeah, I don't... It's not memorable to me.
Right.
Yeah, don't care for it.
My number 22, Cars 2.
Okay.
Again, it's not great.
Yeah.
Like, it really seemed like, hey, like, everyone thought Mater was really funny in the first one.
Right. Yeah.
Let's bash you over the head with it in the second one.
That's what they do with American Pie with Stifler in...
Yep.
I think it's American Wedding. He's just so over the top. It's enough of him.
And you'll notice it in other stuff, too. Like, the Despicable Me. Like, then it was all about the Minions after that.
Yeah.
And you'll see it in other stuff, too, now that it's been pointed out to you. You'll be like, oh, that's what they did in the sequel for that one.
That's right. Yeah. Number 21 for me is Up.
Okay.
My favorite part of Up is when they're trying to boot the old man from his house and he fucking gives that guy a good wallop with his cane. And the guy kind of falls and he's bleeding a little, and everybody's like, oh. Yeah. That's my favorite part of that movie. It's great. I love it. But yeah, this is not a bad movie. It's just lower on my list. So
yeah, and that's the thing. Pixar movies are like Pixar's so good at doing these that even the worst one is better than most DreamWorks or Blue Sky animation movies.
Very true.
Like, I'd even watch Turning Red over Rio.
You're right.
Or Happy Feet.
There you go. Yes.
Where are we here? 21.
21 for you.
My number 21, I need to watch again. It's been a long time. Okay. The only time I watched it was at a drive-in movie theater, so it was not the best viewing conditions.
Right.
And that's Brave.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I just need to watch it again.
Rewatch.
Yeah.
Number 20 for me is The Incredibles.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, not a superhero fan. Mm-hmm. This one, I don't know. It seems like it takes forever. Yeah. I watched this one I think it came out in 2004, and I watched it not in the theater, but as soon as it came out.
Yeah.
And I didn't like it then. I watched it again probably 5 or 10 years later. I still didn't like it, and I watched it again just a couple years ago. Just not for me.
I don't love this one either.
Yeah. Yeah, so you're number 20.
My number 20, Toy Story 2.
Okay.
I don't care. Out of the Toy Story movies, I find this one to be the weakest.
Okay.
Yeah, I find it kind of boring.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Number 19 for me is Ratatouille.
Oh, wow.
Ratatouille or Thule?
Ratatouille.
There you go. Yeah, I like this movie. Just, I don't know.
Yeah.
Again, this one feels longer to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. Rats, too. Fucking creepy. Yeah, fun watch, though.
Yeah. My number 19, Monsters University.
Okay.
Weird angle to go for a sequel to Monsters, Inc.
Yeah.
I don't know if prequel was the best route.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I would have rathered a full-on sequel to Monsters, Inc.
Right. Yeah, prequel. Strange decision.
Yeah.
Number 18 for me is Cars.
Mm-hmm.
Not an indie or not a NASCAR fan. This movie was huge because there are so many NASCAR fans.
Yeah. And kids really clung to this.
Yeah.
There's still a ton of Cars merchandise and stuff out there.
Definitely. Betting, everything.
Yeah.
Just, everywhere.
I recently seen a post, and it was just like a picture, and it was 2 tweets, and the first guy was like, man, I wish cars could talk, and the second one was like, do I got a movie for you? And it's been popping up in my head for days, and I laugh every time I think about it. Number 18, A Bug's Life.
Okay.
Another one, I didn't see it when it came out.
Yeah.
I missed this one altogether as a kid.
Right.
And then as I watched it later on, I didn't love it.
Right.
I thought it was just okay.
A Bug's Life or Ants? Have you seen both?
I haven't.
There was huge controversy back in the day that one of the two was ripping the other one off.
Wait, did I see Ants?
It's got Jennifer Lopez and Sylvester Stallone. And...
I did not see Ants.
Okay.
Maybe I'll watch Ants when I get home
there
today.
You go.
I've had ants in my house.
Yeah, I have a lot this year.
It's a bitch.
Fuckers. Number 17 is Cars 3. I like Cars 3 more than Cars, clearly, because it's one higher on my list.
Good math.
Wait a minute. No, it is one higher. Different than that. I think he joins the, I can't remember what the hell it's called.
Yeah.
But he joins that
like a performance center.
Yeah, F1 type race thing, and it's different than NASCAR, so therefore I like it a little bit more.
Yeah.
But not much, as you can tell. Mm-hmm. Your number 17.
My number 17, Finding Nemo.
Okay.
Admittedly, this is kind of high on my list.
Right.
I don't like the Finding Nemo movies.
Yeah.
Mostly because I'm too much like the dad from Finding Nemo.
Yeah, Marlin.
Yeah. It's like, if there was one of those fucking things where it's like, which Pixar character are you? I'm absolutely Marlin.
For sure.
Like, one of those parents that get freaked out over everything. It's like, you're gonna fucking die. Like, stop walking backwards. You're clearly gonna trip and hit your head. Like, that's me.
My number 16 is Monsters University. I have only watched this once. I agree with you. Strange way to go. Prequel, especially with the actors that are doing, like, they're old as shit.
Yeah.
And having them playing 20-year-olds is a strange decision. But,
yeah.
Monsters University.
My number 16, Inside Out.
Okay.
Just a few years ago, this was higher on my list for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. On rewatches, I don't like it as much.
Right.
The first time I seen it, I thought it was really, really good.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Okay. Number 15, Soul.
Okay.
So I've only watched this one once, but it was recent because it just came out last year, the year before.
Mm-hmm.
Very Inside Out-ish.
Yep.
Good though.
Yeah.
I liked it, but yeah. You're number 15.
Okay. My number 15, Cars. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
I like the start of the movie more than the end of the movie.
Right.
I think it starts off pretty strong.
Yeah.
And then after he gets to Radiator Springs, I'm just kind of, okay.
Out of it a little bit. I hear you. Number 14 for me is Finding Dory. Yeah, I've only seen this one once. I did like I think it's octopus or septopus, whatever the fuck. It has 7 legs.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
That character was really, really funny.
Yeah.
From what I remember. My favorite part. One of my favorite characters in Pixar was that guy. Yeah, decent movie, but, not my top 10.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
My number 14 is Incredibles.
Okay.
Saw it in theaters, and another one. I thought the idea was kind of cool, like retired superheroes. But then when you get into it, it kind of drags on.
Yeah.
It's not fantastic.
All right. Number 13 for me is Toy Story 4. Again, I've only seen this one once because it is recent. But, yeah, I find this one to be the weakest of the Toy Story movies. Mm-hmm. You mentioned 2 was for yourself, 4 is for me.
Yep.
But again, I enjoyed watching it.
Yeah.
But I think they should have ended it after 3. They shouldn't have done more.
Yeah.
They made it work, but I think that 3 just had the best ending that they could have done.
Yeah.
So they should have just wrapped it up with that. But we got a 4th, and it worked.
Yep.
Yeah, Toy Story 4.
My number 13, Cars 3.
Okay.
Out of all the Cars movies, I like this one the best.
Yeah.
I love the idea of, like, lightning's kind of washed up at this point. Like, you can't hang with the new type cars.
Yeah.
That crash scene.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that being the teaser trailer for this movie.
That's right.
And being like, what the fuck? Like, what angle is Pixar going in?
Yeah.
Like, people were like, he's going to die in this one and stuff. Like, it was wild.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. I thought it was really good.
Okay. Number 12 for me is Inside Out. So I watched this I've only seen it twice. The first time I did not like this movie at all. Second time I liked it more.
Yeah.
Good characters in it. I had more fun with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my number 12.
My number 12, Incredibles 2.
Okay.
I like this one quite a bit more than the other. I just thought it was a better superhero movie overall.
Right.
You get to see the rest of the family use their powers more and stuff.
That's true.
They all come together. Yeah, I thought it was good.
Okay. Number 11 for me is Coco.
Okay.
Yeah. I liked it. just outside the top 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, fun watch though.
Mm-hmm. It's funny whenever we're like, oh, we're number 11, but there's 25 movies on this list, so at number 11 is still pretty high.
Still pretty good. It's over half.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
My number 11, Soul.
Okay.
I like this one quite a bit more than Inside Out. Mm-hmm. I really liked the art style they went with.
Yeah.
Like some of those line-drawn characters and stuff were really cool.
Yeah.
I like the music. Yeah, I thought it was really good.
Yeah. I should mention now, we've been similar with these. Like, you say one, and then 3 later I'd say it, or vice versa. So it's similar enough.
Mm-hmm.
We're into the top 10 now, which is going to be fun.
The nitty-gritty.
My number 10 is Luca.
Okay.
Just watched this a few months ago now. But my kids are like, that movie stinks. And I was like, okay. And then I watched it and I was like, leave. Get the fuck out. You don't know a good movie. Because it was a good movie. I liked it.
It is.
It's a sea creature who, when he hits the land, becomes a fucking human. It's a good story.
Mm-hmm. I want a gritty reboot of this. And
yeah.
It's like a horror movie.
Exactly. Yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. I liked it a lot. So, Luca, number 10.
My number 10 is Luca.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I agree. I thought it was great.
Yep.
I think the comedy in it's really funny. Like, every time they go to call someone stupid, and they're like, no, don't. I like the bike race scene through the village. I I love the setting, like
Yeah.
this fishing town in like Italy or whatever it is.
Looks really good.
Yeah.
Another really funny thing, Disney in general is great with their side characters. And this one, we've mentioned a couple as we go through this list, but the cat, that cat, when it sees them as fish, is just like it's really funny.
Yeah.
Very well done.
Yeah, this movie is almost like Pixar showing off. Like, look what we can do.
Right.
Whenever they're doing that animation of them like hitting the water and like turning into fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It's really well done.
Great scene too, where he first comes on land and then starts flopping like a fish on the land.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, good watch.
Your number 9.
Number 9 for me is Monsters, Inc. Yeah, I liked it. It was early in Pixar too. When you break out the list, it was like their fourth one. Really well done.
I agree.
Great concept for a story too. To kind of get children to be not afraid, not afraid of monsters. It's a well done movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your number 9.
My number 9 is WALL-E.
Okay.
I really like it. I think the style, like, of the art whenever he's in space and stuff looks really cool.
Yeah.
I really like how they go basically the first, like, at least half hour with barely any dialogue.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff that I really liked about this one. I like the idea of the planet being overrun with garbage.
Right.
And he's there
making cubes.
Yeah, making cubes, trying to clean it up.
Yeah.
And the more you watch this one, it's like, are we that far off from this?
Yeah, that's true. Number 8 for me is Onward.
Okay.
My youngest son loved this movie so much. I watched it. I liked it a lot. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool story, dramatic. It's got everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Onward.
My number 8 is Up.
Okay.
And it's basically the first half of this movie more than the last half. They just do a really good job of setting everything up. I do kind of wish things went different in that last half hour or so.
Yeah.
Maybe something a little more interesting. But yeah, I really like this one.
Okay.
So much so that we had a mailbox themed after Up
true.
for a while until the snowplow destroyed it.
That's right. Fucking snowplows. Number 7 for me is A Bug's Life.
Okay.
So this probably was my second... It may have even been my first Pixar experience. I'm not sure if I watched Toy Story before this or not.
Okay.
I know it came out first, but I don't know. Yeah, I like this movie a lot. I definitely haven't watched it a lot lately. So when I do rewatch it, it might fall. But memory, I like it.
Yeah.
So yeah, number 7.
My number 7 is Onward.
Okay.
I really like this one too. My kids loved it.
Yeah.
It was basically on repeat at my place for a while.
Yeah.
So much so that we even bought it on 4K.
Okay. That's a good one to have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's funny because you watch it on Disney Plus, and then it was like a couple of months later, I put in the 4K of it.
Yeah.
And even my kids noticed the visual difference because Kale was like, "Is this Onward too?" Like as it started up, I'm like, "No, same movie."
Yeah.
But yeah, I love the story.
Yeah.
I love the idea of like, it's like a fantasy world, but it's not. It's kind of set like modern fantasy.
Yeah.
So like you have unicorns going through the trash, like raccoons and stuff, and like magic's not a thing anymore.
Yeah.
I thought it was really great.
Yeah, I agree. Good one. Number 6 for me is Toy Story 2. So definitely higher than yours.
Yeah, it was 20 for me.
Yeah, I liked it. It has some very funny moments in it. I like the whole story of it, how he gets sold in a yard sale to Newman from fucking Seinfeld, and Newman's just there's one great scene where he's falls asleep laying on the couch and he's got Cheeto fingers and shit.
Yeah.
And Woody's walking on him and he ends up like you can hear it rumbling in his stomach up his throat, and he just and Woody's face is like, oh my god. It's a great scene.
That's probably the best part of the movie.
Yeah,
I think is that whole scene.
Yeah, I
trying
like
to get
it.
the arm.
That's right. Yeah, you're number 6.
My number 6, Toy Story 4.
Okay.
I really like this. I remember being blown away, like in that first few minutes where RC is stuck in the mud.
Right.
And you're watching and you're like, is this where animation's going?
Yeah.
Like, this is insane.
Yeah.
Like, the rain effects and the mud and everything is just crazy.
Yeah, it is.
I like the story. I liked that we got Bo Peep back.
Mm-hmm.
I like the creepy dolls and all that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, like I say, they made the story work for sure. Being a 4th one after ending it, probably the best they could have. They made this one work.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a good one. You're done with that?
Yep.
Number 5 for me is Finding Nemo. Higher than yours.
Quite a bit. Yep.
But yeah, I like this one. So again, a good. I like the animation in this one. The underwater looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
All the fish and the colors and everything. It was a fun watch.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
More than you.
It is a beautiful movie.
Yeah.
Like on Blu-ray and stuff, it looks great.
Yeah.
My number 5, Coco.
Okay.
Another one that looks incredible.
Mm-hmm.
I love the twists in the story that I won't mention just in case people haven't watched it. Yeah, the whole setting is super cool. I like the music.
Yeah.
My son loved this movie.
Okay.
We first seen it. There was like an outdoor free movie in Charlottetown.
Mm-hmm.
So we're like, yeah, we'll take him. And that's what it was. It was Coco.
Okay.
And he was obsessed ever since. To the point where that's what he wanted to be for Halloween. Was like
nice. The skull.
Miguel with the skull face and the red hoodie.
Right.
We're like, this is easy.
Yeah.
Until you try and paint the face of like a 3-year-old
Yeah.
or however old he was at the time.
Yeah.
And I forget, he ended up going to something else.
Right on. Number 4 for me is Brave. I love the story of this one.
Yeah.
The bear. I love bears.
Yeah.
So yeah, just that whole thing. I liked it. Medieval times too. I like that setting. So yeah, it's my number 4.
My number 4, Toy Story 3.
Okay.
I thought this was really solid. I love the way they ended it. Like you said, I think this should have been the end.
Right.
Yeah, it's just really felt like a big blow off to everything.
Yeah.
Like, it was perfect.
Yeah.
I like Lotso as a bad guy.
Yeah.
The governor from Walking Dead.
That's right.
Is what I always say. Like, the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah. My number 3, Toy Story 3.
Oh, wow.
So, right there. The other thing that I loved about this movie, my wife and I just talked about it the other day, is the monkey.
Oh, yeah.
Who watches the cameras.
The eye in the sky.
It is such a great, look at this thing we're going to have as our security basically watch. And he's just fucking, it cuts to him a bunch and he's got those wide eyes with his cymbals ready to clash if something moves.
Yeah.
Very creepy, very funny. Yeah, great watch.
Yeah.
You're number 3.
My number 3, Ratatouille.
Okay. Very high.
Yeah, I love this movie.
Okay.
I like the whole cooking part of it. And
Yeah.
the rat under. It's even better if you think about it as if this was in real life and someone had a real rat up there on top of their head under their hat, just fucking scratching away at their head, making it cook. Like, that's what I want.
Yeah.
If I could pick, 2 movies to make into gritty real life movies, I want Ratatouille and Luca.
There you go.
But, yeah, I love it. I like the voice acting in this one.
Yeah.
The setting, everything. It's just fun.
It's good. My number 2 is The Good Dinosaur, which was a lot lower on yours.
That was my 23.
Yeah.
I called it.
Yeah, I love this movie. I've seen this one more than any other one, except for my number 1, probably. But yeah, I love The Good Dinosaur. You mentioned the The visual of it looks real.
Mm-hmm.
I love Arlo. I think he's great. I don't know what it is. He's just this. I can see how you can get annoyed by him, but I don't get annoyed. So I guess that's why I love it more than you.
Yeah, the design of him is good because it's like making a dinosaur that looks wimpy would be hard to do, but.
And he's when they're being born, he's in the biggest shell, so they think, oh, this is gonna be the big boy. Yeah. And the shell breaks, and he's this fucking terrified little twerpy dinosaur. Yeah. He's the character build of that character that he goes through the movie. I love it.
Yeah.
Love the music in this movie too. The score that they use.
Oh yeah, it is
fantastic.
Good. I do really like scenes in this movie, like when they're plowing the fields and stuff, like doing all the farming.
Yeah.
And the whole, like, the asteroid missing Earth thing was cool. Yeah,
it's a great concept.
Yeah.
What if?
Yeah, exactly.
Dinosaurs evolved into farmers. Fun watch.
Yeah. My number 2, Toy Story.
Okay.
This one is one of those ones that I have a lot of nostalgia for.
Right.
I used to go to my sister's house after school until my parents got off work and stuff.
Yeah.
And my nephew? I think there might have only been... No, I guess they were both born at that time. They were little and loved this movie.
Right.
We watched it on repeat. And to the point where I pretty much knew every word.
Yeah.
And I still loved it. I never got sick of it. I thought it was great.
No, it's a good one.
Yeah. Came out right at the perfect time for me.
Mm-hmm.
Your number 1.
My number 1 is your number 2.
Oh, wow.
Toy Story.
Nice.
Like I said, I watched A Good Dinosaur, not as much as Toy Story. Toy Story, for me, I've seen it the most. I love it.
Yeah.
I've mentioned it before, the specific scene when they light the rocket and Woody's face is doing that jiggling cheek thing in the wind. Hilarious.
Sid is such a good option for a bad guy, too. Like, he's just like that dickhead kid that you probably went to school with. Yeah, he's great. Yeah, so my number 1 is Toy Story. Your number 1 is... Moana. No, I'm kidding. Funny story. My number 1 was originally Encanto.
Okay.
Until you informed me that was a Disney movie and not a Pixar movie.
Right.
So my actual number 1, Monsters, Inc.
Yep.
I love this movie. John Goodman, Billy Crystal, some of the best. Steve Buscemi.
Yeah.
What a voice cast.
Randall.
I love the whole idea of it being a company that's harvesting screams.
Yeah.
The animation is so good. For the time when this came out.
Yeah.
It still holds up. You see, I have it on Blu-ray. I'd like to get it on 4K because you see every hair on Sully, his fur. That scene with all the doors going and they're all different colors.
Yep.
Everything about this movie I just love.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah. So that's our ranking.
Where do you think Lightyear is going to fall?
I don't think it's going to be very high.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I'm thinking it's going to be in the 20 to 10 spot, somewhere in the middle.
Yeah. It really looks like they went with something different with this one.
Right.
Where it's a little more older kids, maybe. Which I guess makes sense because some of the younger kids that have been watching Toy Story are a bit older now.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to break my top 10 or anything.
Yeah, I think the same thing. So
it'll probably be higher than Cars 2.
I would imagine. I would hope.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that'll do it for this episode. Thank you, everybody, for listening. If you want to tell us your ranking of Pixar movies, go for it. Yeah. We are interested in seeing it. If you don't want to do all top 25, you're like, oh, I got some stuff to do today.
Yeah.
Have a life. Just do your top 10, top 5, number 1.
Yep.
We're just interested in hearing it. All right, so that'll do it. Thank you for listening, and see you next week. Bye. Wait, there's more. Oh, it's like a Marvel movie, Coulson.
Here we go.
I also want to mention we have some big news coming up.
Oh, yes. I was like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
I know what you're going to say.
So, this was 25 movies.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we got 4 of these coming out.
Yeah.
Because we are going to be counting down our top 100 favorite movies of all time.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for this.
Me too.
We've been putting in a lot of work making these lists.
Yeah.
And we can't wait to share them with you.
Yep.
So stick around. It'll be the month of December.
The month of December,
We will be putting these out one every week. It's like the best Christmas present we can give.
That's right.
Yeah. All right, bye.